That's a really good mix. Oh, yeah. Gorsuch. We need to talk about this clown. Greetings and felicitations again, my fellow Perceptive Purple people. I wanted to take a few moments to talk with you about how skewed politicism in the Supreme Court is showing in ridiculous hypotheticals, and how this idiocy could affect you, no matter which state you live in. So, in a recent argument before the U.S. SCOTUS, Neil Gorsuch showed how his politics has become so ingrained that his very questions are now illogically couched, specifically the logical failures of the fallacy of the presuppositions, as well as the fallacy of inappropriate generalizations. But anyway, it renders his entire questions not only nonsensical, but with a very obvious answer that should have been caught by the state of Mississippi's counsel, instead of floundering about as he did. Let's get to it. During the recent argument presentations before our two-thirds corrupted Supreme Court, Just Us Gorsuch presented the following hypothetical situation to the Council of Mississippi that, well, I'll let you look at it first, and then we'll see if you can see the problems that I see with it. To it, quote, let's say you have a state where a large portion of the electorate mails in their ballots on or close to Election Day. Not far-fetched. Many states are like that. Then, the day after the election, a story breaks that one of the lead candidates engaged in an inappropriate sexual escapade, or perhaps is concluding with a foreign power. Again, not far-fetched, I think. And the competing candidate immediately goes on the airwaves and urges voters to recall their ballots and to tell the common carriers not to deliver them, and many common carriers will do that with anything that you send through them FedEx. You just call them up and say, I want it back. In that hypothetical, did the election happen on Election Day? Oh, by the way, it swings the election. End quote. Alrighty then, let's start off with ignoring the State's Council's blustering about and interject with our own response. Gorsuch, you ignorant slut. Of course the election happened. First off, your question prefaces an illogical premise in stating that ballots were to be delivered by the likes of FedEx, which, though there is some slight precedent for use during exigent circumstances, is not the standard practice in any state that I am aware of, since the U.S. Postal Service is the officially designated carrier for such matters, per its constitutional establishment that it carries, a unique qualification which FedEx does not enjoy. But putting that stupidity aside to allow for the further unlikelihood of if a recall of ballots by senders via their carriers were to be done, then there is still no conflicting issues to be addressed in this case. Simply put, it logically follows that there would be that should a ballot have been recalled by its sender, that vote did not get received by the appropriate elections officials. Therefore, the voter who recalled their vote simply did not cast a ballot in the election as it occurred. Any election results from ballots that were received in a timely and appropriate manner by the elections officials would remain final. Now, go take your meds, Neil, you doddering old fool. Sorry, people. But this is what happens when the balance is lost and corrupted Supreme Court justices who should know better start to lose their legal and logical acumen to political ends. You could say that we've kind of got too many Sarumans over in the SCOTUS right now. How does this affect you? Well, the case they are talking about is the one that may have a huge impact upon the upcoming midterm elections, and your right to vote in it with the same type of ballot that Trump himself just used this past month. This should be concerning, as it is yet another end run to try to take away yet more of your rights via judicial fiat of several clearly unscrupulous, justice, is their decision that will either uphold a voting right used for centuries, or seriously circumscribe it, is due around June or July, giving you little time to adapt. So here's your heads up. So what are your thoughts about all this? Do you find our position reasonable, or do you have more logical and or rational ideas on the subject? Do be prepared for vigorous yet polite debate. But let's hear it. As always, I'll see you in the comment section below. Till our next chat, remember to keep your balance. Stay purple, people. We'll see you again real soon. And let's get America together again.